This is the Tom Barnard Podcast. Listen live weekday mornings, 8 to 9:30, or anytime you like as a podcast on the Tom Barnard app at tombarnardshow.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
Wherever. You heard me. You heard what I said. In any case, Wednesday, we're just talking about it feels like Friday today, but it's only Wednesday. And why does that happen?
I don't know, because I feel like all of September has flown by.
Yeah, so what, the 18th today?
Yeah.
the
And then
18th.
now it's like this week just feels like there's like 2 extra days that have been put in somewhere. Yeah.
I must agree with that. There's no question about it. I started off today in a very, very good mood because I read an article about asshole Howard Stern. Did you read this article?
No, but I'm guessing it's very, very good if it got you off to a good start to your day.
Howard, no one gives a shit what you think anymore. Okay. First of all, you got your ass handed here for this very reason, what you're talking about again. And by the way, he never did reach out to me and say, hey man, good going. Somebody kicks my ass, I call him up and go, hey, you know what? That was good. You made the move, and now I got to refocus and get better.
Mm-hmm.
Never heard from this prick. But he, I don't know what the hell is with this guy. He's just not, he's not a very nice person. Is that a good way to put it?
Yeah, I would say that's pretty accurate.
I have to sneeze. I'm sorry, but this ragweed's kicking my ass. And I went for a little walk this morning. Every time I go for a walk now, I'm sneezing like a son of a bitch. Damn it. Why me? That's what I'd like to know. Explain to me.
Curse that pollen.
Curse that pollen. That's exactly right. Oh my God. I put in Howard Stern. It says Howard Stern controversies. Well, that's how he's made his money. He's very controversial.
Yeah, because you're talking about his he hates anyone that votes for Trump comment that he made, which like feels to me like he's reaching to try and make up for all of the reasons people hated him in the past and like pander to the other side now. Because he's like, oh yeah, just forget, all those like racist and like feminist, whatever anti-woman comments I've made. Now I hate everybody that votes for Trump. And it's like, okay, everybody, like there's not one nice person that votes for Donald Trump. Like, come on, calm down.
How many times has he worn blackface in bits? It's got to be like 20. And nobody ever brought it up because he's, the kiss ass of all New York. This is a guy who made his career by kissing ass. And then once he got to the top, then bad mouthing everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it didn't work here, Howard. You got the shit beat out of you, which I'm proud to say.
Yeah.
Except for that did affect me negatively. You know how that affected me negatively?
How's that?
So we just crushed him. Not only did we beat him, we crushed him. It was wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Had a great time. So when ABC sold the station to another outfit, and then he sold it to another outfit, that outfit decided to hire a new general manager. You know who the general manager was at KQ that they hired?
Who's that?
The woman who was the general manager where Howard Stern got his ass kicked. Now, wouldn't you think she'd be pissed off at me? She's the only one that's ever lost with Howard Stern.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you hire her knowing that I'm the guy that kicked his ass? Why would you do that to me?
Yeah, you would think you would hire somebody that's got a little bit better track record than the person you just handed it to.
And, I made her look like a fool, so she's going to have to pay me back. It took her about 15 years to pay me back, but she finally did it. I mean, how stupid are you people?
Maybe Howard was playing the long game. He was like, we're gonna go get our ass kicked in Minneapolis real quick. He's like, I'm gonna leave. You're gonna get hired at KQ. It's gonna take you about 30, 40 years.
Yeah,
but eventually
I will have my vengeance.
Yep.
So here's the deal. Howard Stern says he hates anyone, and it hates in quotation marks. Hates anyone that votes for Trump. They are stupid. I have no respect for them. Are you that desperate? You have to do something. Look, I don't care who you vote for. We have different lives. I'll say it again. We didn't all grow up the same. We haven't all lived the same. We have different viewpoints because we haven't all grown up the same. So whomever you vote for, if it fits your bill, good for you. Right?
Yeah.
Why would you hate some because they vote for Donald Trump? I mean, I still don't even know who the hell I'm going to vote for, and we're only about 6 weeks away now, or something like that.
Yeah, it's like 50 or so days, or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's in its 40s now. It might be like 47 or something like that. But yeah, there's no reason for this rhetoric. One of the top stories on the National Wire today is that 41%, and I do believe that number is low, 41% of people are worn out. They're extremely pissed off at the world now. But why wouldn't you be when you see garbage like this? The only reason this asshole said this was to try to get you to listen to him. That's the only reason he said it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, once again, Howard, I've never met you. I'm never going to meet you. I don't give a rat's ass what you do. You're not even part of the argument anymore. It just, why you have to spread hatred? He's always been one of those hatred guys.
Yeah.
And I don't get it. So why don't you kiss my sister's black cat's ass? How about that action? What movie was that from?
Oh, God, I have no idea.
It was a Western, and a guy shoots a guy. The guy's sitting in a chair on a porch, if I remember correctly. And another guy shoots him. And as the guy's falling backward in the chair, he goes, why don't you kiss my sister's black cat's ass? Oh, it was Bo Hopkins, too. That's the guy who said it.
It looks like The Wild Bunch.
The Wild Bunch.
1969.
Very good. The Wild Bunch.
Okay.
It was Bo Hopkins that said it, right? Does it say that?
It says Crazy Lee. So I don't know if that's
that's Bo Hopkins.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
I think this is wonderful. On the way out, I'm going to tell you to kiss my ass. What do you think of that action? But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, don't listen to these media people. I don't care if it's, Sirius or it's radio or it's podcasting, it's television, it's whatever it is. They're doing it to make money off of you. They don't give a rat's ass about who votes for who. He's trying to make money off of you. That's all this is. So let it go. I mean, I suppose the three of us are here this morning trying to make money too, but I'm not kissing anybody's ass at high noon to get it done. So is that going to be a problem?
Yeah, especially not my sister's black cat's ass.
Well, I'm definitely not doing that because, that's a whole different kettle of fish, if you know what I'm saying. I just, whatever. But, I don't know. Remember we talked about, I asked you guys for a very centrist news delivery service.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't exist anymore. It just doesn't exist anymore. Because I tried hopping on the AP. The AP now is as political or more political than anybody else.
How so?
Oh, Jesus. There's some stories in here that are unbelievable. I didn't even look at the thing, but it's, let's see. What is this? Vance and Georgia Governor Kemp project Republican unity at evangelical event after Trump tensions. How is that even a news story? I suppose if you like Trump and somebody was going to open up on him again, you probably would want to go see him, don't you think?
Well, sorry, what was the headline?
The headline was Vance and Georgia Governor Kemp project Republican unity at evangelical event after Trump tensions. Why is that a headline? Of course you know that's going to happen.
These people that we already knew liked us, they're going to like us at this event.
They're going to like us at this event.
Okay.
Why is it even in there? I don't know. I was reading through a few stories here. Let me see if I can find the stories I was reading through. There's a condo down. We were going to tell you. Tevin and I were talking about this, AJ. There's a condo for sale.
Yeah.
Used to be at the Whitney Hotel.
Okay.
It's only $5 million. So it's
just
4,000 square feet.
Simple pocket change. Yeah.
Yeah. 4,000 square feet. Beautiful location. So, I know it's something you've been looking for.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But, this is this is in the AP. This is a good story. Small plane lands safely at Boston's Logan Airport with just one wheel deployed. Holy shit. That had to be a little uneasy coming in with one wheel. Guy did or I don't know if it was a man or a woman who was flying the airplane, but it landed. You couldn't even tell there was only one wheel.
Yeah, and that's one of those things where if I'm on that flight, I need the pilot to keep that information to himself.
Yes.
I'm going to have a complete panic attack if I know that that's what we're about to do.
This is sad. J.D. Souther died. J.D. Souther, a singer-songwriter who penned hits for the Eagles and Linda Ronstadt, has died at only 78 years old. John David Souther. You guys, you probably don't even know who that is, but he was a damn good writer, very talented guy. See all these people. Hey, Jimmy Carter's still alive, isn't he? Somebody told me he died.
No, he's alive. He's coming up on 100 years.
Yeah,
flat.
right.
Yeah,
right. That's what I was thinking. He's going to be 100 years old.
I think it's only like 11 or 12 days until he's 100 years old. Like he's
right.
very close.
So yeah. Now there's a guy, maybe not the greatest president ever, but I do think that he was a very nice man. You guys see it the same way?
Yeah, from everything that I've ever heard anybody say about him, it's always been very nice, glowing things. I'm sure he probably got made fun of and raked through the coals as he was a president, but afterwards he seems to be everybody's favorite. And October 1st, so the countdown is officially on for
October 1st
getting to 100. Yep.
Well, it's only 10, 11, 12 days away.
Yeah, 1924. Like, could you just imagine all of the changes that have occurred in his life? Like he probably was born with like outhouses, and now it's AI and just so many technological advances.
I hope I die before that. I don't want to live to be 100.
You don't want to live to be 100?
No,
but you probably will. People your age will probably live to be about 100, I would think.
There's no shot.
Come on, you big baby.
No shot.
Toughen up, for Christ's sake, you big baby.
Honestly, 70, and then I'll kick it.
AJ's
70.
Yeah.
Oh, so you want me dead?
Well, I want.
That's nice.
So you can live to 100.
You go ahead. I want to be able to still perform tasks on my own. Like I don't want. I don't need help like getting into the car and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Like Jimmy Carter, like there's a picture of him in a wheelchair, and he doesn't look.
Oh no,
great. Like it looks like he's probably in the same boat as AJ, where he's like, let me get to 100 and.
Okay, we're going to run this by Genius in there. I'm 72. I'll be 73 November 7th. After the show today, I'm going to go lift weights for about an hour. And at 70, you're not going to be able to get into a car? What the hell?
That's a little dramatic.
You're a peak athletic specimen.
Oh, okay.
We're not the same.
Yeah,
We're not the same. I just want to be able to do my normal stuff. And then it's like, you know what? I don't want to have to go out with like needing somebody to wipe my butt for.
No, I don't either.
I feel like 85 and I think the sweet spot.
I think 70 is probably early.
Yeah.
But for hyperbole, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like I still want to be the same person that I am, same thing, like memory wise. Like I don't want to be like every day's a brand new day and I need to introduce myself all the time.
Like 51st dates type of thing.
Yeah.
Big babies. All right, we'll take a break. Honest to God.
Sandler showing up.
Oh, Renaissance Festival just announced that they have wheelchairs for people like AJ. So that's good. Yeah. I'm glad to hear that.
So at 45, he doesn't have to have somebody help wipe his ass.
I've got mine reserved for the next 40 years. I had Jim set one up. It's permanent. It's a ye old wheelchair.
Yeah, ye old wheelchair. That's exactly it. Beer, food, Vikings, and real life jousting. The only place you can find all these things together is the 2024 Minnesota Renaissance Festival. It's happening weekends now through September 29th. That's 11 days away, so that's good. Plus Labor Day, which already happened, of course, and September 27th, so that's good too. Located at the Renaissance Festival grounds in Shakopee, it's fun for the entire family as you venture around the grounds, finding amazing food and drinks, tons of different street acts, live music, and fully armored jousting. There's always something exciting going on. I would tell you this, when we went out there, I've been out there a couple of times already. And the people who were performing there, Jimmy, my buddy, came in. You guys met him, just a hell of great voiceover guy, good actor, the whole deal. When you run into the king, he doesn't let up for a second that he's the king. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He just plays that role. You could probably, wipe his butt and he would still be the king. So I kind of threw you in there.
There we go. Thank you. Yeah, but he's committed to the bit.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Ye old wipe.
Ye old wipe, ladies and gentlemen. You like to live on the edge, try your hand at axe throwing, shooting a crossbow, climb on a rock wall, or test your wits in an escape room. It's also perfect for kids of all ages, featuring a petting zoo, various rides and games, along with arts and crafts events. Plus, with over 250 artisans and shops around the festival, you may just find something that scratches your medieval itch. Visit RenaissanceFest.com now for discount tickets, parking passes, all other information. The 2024 Minnesota Renaissance Festival. Visit RenaissanceFest.com today.
When you need someone to listen, a lawyer you know and trust.
If you've never been in an auto accident, it's hard to know what to expect from the insurance adjuster. Here are some tips. 1, if they talk to you about whether or not you should hire a lawyer, it's a good sign that you probably should. 2, it's illegal for them to give you any legal advice. They aren't lawyers and they aren't licensed to practice law. 3, if they tell you that everyone involved in the accident is at fault, they're wrong. This comes from the belief that you're at fault for just being on the road. That's nonsense and not supported by any law. Finally, remember that friendly adjusters are often just gaining information. They want you to do most of the talking so they can file their report. I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. I hope you're never injured in a collision. But if you are, don't sign anything until you've talked to us.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
Mike Lindell and MyPillow employees want to thank our listeners for all your continued support. When Mike started at MyPillow, it was just a problem solution, one product company. Well, since then, they now have hundreds of products, some you may not even know about, as a matter of fact. For example, the brand new 4-pack dish towels, just $25. 6-pack towel sets, just $25. And bed sheets for as low as $25. Check out their overstock and closeout sales. Save up to 80% off select items. You're looking for a good night's sleep? Take advantage of the classic collection on a variety of MyPillows for as low as $9.88. These amazing offers won't last long, so order now. Just go to mypillow.com, call 800-516-5146, and please do use promo code TOM.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
You know, we have Phil come in. Phil comes in. He promises me a win, on Tuesday. And, of course, he fails miserably. So I have to address this with Judd on Tuesday morning, this horrendous loss caused by Phil Mackey. Right. And then, of course, Judd not only delivers on that, but he delivers on the fact that the Twins won last night. So when you're on, the Twins win. When Phil's on, it's a disaster.
Yeah, exactly. You know why? Because I don't make promises I can't keep.
Well, there you go.
That's the most important thing. I tell it like it is, and then if it happens, and look, you know what? They won last night. They scored 4 runs. The pitching was good last night, and eureka. It's amazing how you can win baseball games, Tom Barnard.
It is amazing how you can do it. And by the way, you just reminded me of my performing career from 11 to about 19 years old in a band. Tell It Like It Is, one of my favorite songs I got to sing.
Oh, did you really?
You know that song?
Of course. Yeah, it's a great song.
I love that song.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Like it is.
Yeah, that's a great song.
Don't be ashamed to let your conscience be your guide. It's a little early to be singing. That's all I have to say. Especially when you got choking up.
What instrument did you play in this band?
Well, you can't really call it an instrument. I was a drummer, so I just beat on stuff. You can't really call drummers musicians.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
God.
You really can't. I was a drummer for 8 years.
You were for 8 years?
For 8 years, yep. So
you were actually, by the end, certainly knew what you were doing then, though.
Yeah, well, that's true. The great closing to that story is, after all those years, a friend of mine that I went to St. Anne's with asked me if he could borrow my drum set because he wanted to learn, how to play drums and all the rest of it. So I brought my drum set over to him, and he was going to have it for about a month. I went, yeah, that's cool. That's all the rest of it. Never saw him or the drum kit ever again. Oh, he stole my drum set.
Oh.
Your name is Mark, you prick, is all I have to say. That's all I have to say to you, Mark.
Being nice never pays off.
It never does. How many people have you helped in your life that screwed you over?
Well, I'm very judicious about how much I'll help.
Good move.
Yeah. Like I'll help in the moment, door holding.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
If someone's up against it, if I can be kind, but actual contribution to help.
Oh,
like there's a difference between, for instance, emotional support, which is great. I believe in that. Yeah. And, hey, here's my drum set. Hey, here's $10,000. Yeah, no.
No, that's very, very smart. And I'm glad you're talking about it this way, because most people, look, growing up really poor like I did, and then it became, pretty successful and all the rest of it, you kind of feel like it's incumbent upon you to help other people out. No, it's not, because they will take advantage of you every single time.
That's the problem, right? But if you could be assured that they wouldn't, I think it'd become very simple to help.
Yes.
But yeah, you're so right. Like how many stories have you heard exactly like what you just said?
Oh, it's true. But you try to help people out and they will screw you. I would say 98% of people will screw you over because they think, well, you got money. And I've even heard that. Well, you got enough money. Well, it doesn't mean you get to keep mine. What the hell's wrong with you?
Well, and plus it takes you for a fool. Like that.
Yeah,
That's my thing. It's not that you have or don't have enough to have helped. Clearly, if you helped, you had enough to help, right? But I think the thing is, it makes you feel like they think that you're just soft, just
Yep.
So you feel foolish because of that. It's not the actual I want my money back. It's that, and you took me for a fool when I tried to help you. I totally get your point.
This goes as far as my brother-in-law, who I adored. He's no longer with us, unfortunately. Patrick O'Brien. I remember he lent his car, a Jaguar, to a friend of his. Never saw the car or the guy again. He stole the car and just disappeared. To this day, they don't know where the guy went. Isn't that just amazing? Whoops, you went mute.
Whoops.
There you go.
My bad. Was this for like a night, a week? Like, what was the context of the agreement?
He wanted to borrow the car for a few weeks just to get settled in his new place and blah, 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 blah.
Oh, boy.
You just can't do it, ladies and gentlemen. And don't do it. I'm just telling you flat out, don't do it, because it gets very expensive.
Yeah. And now, it ruins your faith in humanity.
It absolutely. Well, now I don't have much faith anyway. Well, there was a report this morning on the I think it's on every news service, that 41% of people, and I do think it's more like 82% of people, are so frustrated and pissed off at the world right now they can't take. But all you see is people lying, angry a-holes. How could you not be in a horrible mood?
Yeah, that's true. Although, you know what part of the problem is? If you have, like let's just say the poll is right for a second, okay? 41%.
Yes.
Those 41% also need to not be on social media, not be on Twitter. Like the inundation of the negative. Like, those platforms are built, and I sort of like them because for sports it's great fun. But those platforms are built for the most part for negativity.
Yeah,
right?
they are. That's true.
So like I think if you take this to, again, like, let's say, Tom, for a second, social media existed in the 60s. What happens?
Oh, God.
It was already a hellscape.
It was. Yep.
So like what? So like if we have Twitter and I don't know, Facebook, take your pick. If we have all those things, if we have Fox News, CNN, MSNBC in the 60s, like, what does that become?
You know what I love so much? That you somehow look deeply into my soul and find things that I find hilarious, because I just posted something about a week ago on Facebook. I haven't been on social media in 12 years. And most people, just like this show, most people don't even know I'm on Facebook anymore, or went back to it, I guess. But one of the great things is what you just said. I got 600 and some responses, 650 responses to what I posted, somewhere in there. And as I'm going, because I try to read all of them, and it takes quite a while to read that many, but I would say almost perfectly placed at about 325 was the line, "I hate you."
Oh, I've gotten that one. Yeah.
I just think that's halfway in to all this wonderful positive stuff.
Yep.
I hate you. And then another 325 people. Oh, that's wonderful.
Yep. I know. Exactly right.
The greatest. I hate you. I don't hate anybody. I wouldn't give you the time of day to hate anybody. It takes too much out of you.
I got a reply on Twitter yesterday. I don't even know what it was about. Like, so I couldn't find the thread, or and the person had 25 people following them, right? So it's like a weird account, whatever. And it just said, "You are a R word." I won't use the word because it's a very offensive. It's a word that we used in our childhood, unfortunately, to describe mentally challenged people. You are a R word, and that's all it said.
You've had your driveway tarred. Is that what you're saying? And then you had to tar it again?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
That's what I'm saying. But I mean, like, where does that even come from?
I know.
It's like, it's just this arbitrary. It's like noon. Hey, everybody. Hey, you know what you are?
Hey, everybody, well, that's great. Thank you. Thank you so much. So basically, they can't just say you're stupid. They have to say that.
But I don't even know why they were saying it. That's my favorite thing. Tell me what you don't like about like what did I say? Like, I want to know what I said. Like, I'm fine with byplay. I get a lot of, you're wrong about this and blah, blah, blah. And I'll go back and forth sometimes, if I have time. I don't care. It's fine. But just this arbitrary, like you're saying, just this bomb dropped in your account. It's like, okay, I have no idea what you're talking about even.
No, you have no clue. See, now, Catherine, it's very clear. I adore Catherine. I've said it many times. I love her more every day. And I just, I'm deeply committed to her, all the rest of it. But once in a while, we're going through the day and she will all of a sudden just go, God, you're a pain in the ass.
Oh, I get that too. I get annoying.
Annoying.
I get the same thing. In fact, I was told last night in a moment of happiness, I love you all the time, even though I find you annoying so much.
You and I might be married to the same woman, at least the same type of woman. I'll tell you that.
It is hilarious. It is.
It is. But it just means she loves you. That's all it means. She wouldn't say that to you unless she loved you. There's no doubt about it. So actually, it's good news.
I don't take it. You know what? You're exactly right. I don't take it personally 1%. I'm like, okay, thanks.
Did you say you have a dog?
Yes, a small dog.
Stella. I thought you have a small dog. I got to tell you, because I've been thinking about you, and I thought about you when it happened. Catherine and I take Jude out every night. He eats, then at about 5:30, 5:45, we take him out, to stroll, to take care of his business and all that.
Oh yeah.
When we come out the front door, we take a right usually and go that way. All right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, he came out the front door and went straight ahead toward the street. Now he's on a leash, so he was safe. But we're like, what is this all about? Why is he going straight? And he would not turn. We tried to get him to turn. He wouldn't do it. Going straight. We're going straight. She goes, okay, we'll just go this way. Why you ever want to go? I don't understand. 2 blocks later, he turns right into the outdoor seating for McCormick's. He wanted to go to McCormick's for dinner. It's like, what? Jesus, you're a dog. How do you even know this kind of stuff?
It's incredible.
Isn't it unbelievable? He was going right to McCormick's, and that's all there was to it.
So there was a point to it. It's incredible. Yeah, I've seen
incredible.
Like, they know they are so much smarter than we think.
Oh God, yes.
And I think unless it behooves them, they just play dumb because they have no need to show that they're intelligent.
Yeah.
And they also will play like they can't hear you at times.
Oh yes.
But then if you say the key words, they can hear you.
Like food.
Yeah. Treats. Oh, treats.
Treats. Treats.
Oh, you say treats around my house. It's all of a sudden it's crazy.
It is so amazing though. I realized about a half a block into the walk, he's going to McCormick's.
Yeah.
Because whenever we go down, there's it's not an alley. It's kind of like a back way to get down the street instead of going down the main street. And as soon as we got about a half a block in, that's where he's going. Because he always gets pets. Everybody comes and kneels down and pets him. He gets food. Yep. People give him food. He gets fresh water.
Yep.
That's exactly.
It's in a restaurant experience. It's the same reason people go.
Exactly.
For good food, you get a nice beverage. Yeah, exactly right. No, that is hilarious because I've thought the same thing, and I think we think, they're not that intelligent. It's like, no, they are, and they play us because they think we're stupid and they're right.
Everything you're saying is right on the money with Jude. There's no question about it. So what the hell? Yes, they do train us.
They train us.
Question. So you're going to bring another win home tonight because you're on again tomorrow. So you have to come back with a win.
Well, you know what? Mackey 0-1, Zulgad 1-0.
Yeah, I'm not
going to promise anything here because again, that got Phil in trouble.
Yeah,
so I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm on tomorrow. Bailey Ober on the bump in Cleveland tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I just let's wait and see.
Although to be fair,
yeah,
Phil did call the Viking victory over the 49ers.
He did.
He did.
He has reminded AJ and I of that several times.
Handful of times.
Just a handful, just a small handful of times.
Only like 20 or 30.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, would you two, because you'll be working together today, right?
I don't think I'll see him in person, but
you won't see him in person.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, when you go in next time, I noticed that the only picture of me in the entire building is me with that prick that used to work here. Would you have him take it down before I come in and rip the sumbitch down?
I'll have Judd handle that.
Do you know how much work that would take to rip those? I'm telling you, I told you last week, those things are stationed on the wall. Those things are there forever. Like I can't tell you how many pictures of me and my previous partners remained up in those hallways.
Why?
How about this? What if Tevin prints off a tasteful headshot and I just cut it out and I tape it on top of that?
Yeah, that works.
Of who? You or him?
Well, I'll print
Both
one up. Yeah,
because put yours over Brittany's body and.
Oh, so you know the picture I'm talking about because Brittany's in it too.
Yeah,
which I don't mind because I love Brittany.
It's right by the bathroom, basically. I've seen it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Right by the bathroom. I know. I'm just walking down the hallway. You see it
over there by.
You know what we should do, Tom?
Well, that's because it's a high traffic area.
Yeah.
Especially depending on what they serve in the cafeteria. There's a lot.
You know what we should do, Tom?
What should we do?
More importantly, we should sit down with the powers that be and talked about, do you really need to allocate significant funds to pictures in 2024 of shows? I feel like that money could be shifted elsewhere. And those walls, they could have, artwork, or let's just say this, no pictures. They could just be gray. Who gives a damn?
Nobody cares.
I feel like the pictures of the talent thing, very 90s, 80s.
I was thinking about this in the middle of the night last night that I'd probably like to work another 2.5 years, probably, retire on my 75th birthday, that kind of thing. I don't know if I could last that much longer. When I go in and see that kind of thing, I'm like, maybe I should just leave today.
Yeah. You know what? Avoid that place for the most part. And you're probably happy. Your place of work, I have found as I age, your place of work isn't necessarily the best place to be.
I understand that. I do understand.
Except for age. He's there constantly, but he's young. He's still got plenty of time to get bitter and jaded.
Like we are.
I prefer to think of myself as realistic.
Well, I'm shoulder to shoulder with you on that one. You and me.
Realistic. But I just don't know that you need to spend funds on pictures, period. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, especially radio people. Just put Chris Egert's face everywhere.
The best thing in the building, in my opinion, is when you come in the back door, the historical photos.
Those are great. Yes.
Aren't those great?
Right.
Like like the there's one from 1971 or so when they're putting up what's it called, Tom? The antenna farm.
No,
and
and
there's a guy. I mean, my palms get sweaty every time I see it. But there's a guy, on the antenna. I don't know how far off the ground. I don't want to know. But like those are great. Those are the pictures I like. I don't care about myself personally, but I like the old pictures.
No question. I got to close with this because I have wonderful memories of that because that's where my career started. It was at 1500 KSTP. Yeah. And my first day there, I'm 19 years old, whatever it is. The guy in the back, you guys would not remember him because this was a long time ago. His name was John. And after a while, getting to know him, I always called him Big John because he was a very tall, muscular man. But the first day, I guess I was going down the North Minneapolis route because I pulled into the parking lot, parked my car, and I'm walking through the back door. And Big John had never seen me before. I'd never seen him. And he goes, could I help you, sir? And I said, no. He goes, well, why are you here? And I said, none of your goddamn business. That was my first day at Hubbard. I said that to Big John, and he started laughing because he was this gigantic man. He started laughing about it. I went, yeah, maybe I should laugh along with him. What do you?
Yep. And now that would be taken personally. You would be in HR before you started your shift.
Oh,
first shift.
Yeah.
Back then, people they were just like, what? Okay, whatever.
Yeah. He and I became really good friends after that because he thought it was hilarious. Like, man,
it is pretty funny.
And you know what he said? I don't know if you're from Minneapolis to St. Paul, but I can tell you which neighborhood you grew up in either one of those cities. I can tell you that. So yeah, we became really good friends. Big John, he was wonderful.
Great call.
Question. I was just thinking what you just said, because I didn't mention this because there was no reason, but now there is a reason. Big John was also a black man. So imagine saying that to a black man today. I don't think that would go over too well. I'm going to say Tevin, though. Tevin, none of your goddamn.
It's your show.
It also shows your
body bag in today, Tevin.
But it also shows the size of a young Tom Barnard's cojones, though. First day on the job to have a guy ask that, and he says that to him.
You know, I was just by coincidence, and Jesus, 37. We got to get going here. I know you got to get going. But a guy asked me, "Do you not feel well?" And I said, "Why?" He said, I always notice when you're walking down the hall, you look down, and then, I said, "Oh no, that became the way I do things, because when you're walking down with a baseball cap on, which is another reason I wear a lot of baseball caps, you can look at people and see what they're doing without them knowing you're even looking at them."
I love this.
And that's what you had to do going down Plymouth Avenue. You better know what the hell they're doing if they're coming at you. I can guarantee you that.
Yep. And now it's a great thing. Avoids eye contact.
It does avoid eye contact. You can see his eyes, but he can't see yours.
I love where you're
wonderful, man. Use it.
All right, guys. No promises.
No, you said they're going to win today.
No problem. I did not.
All right.
I did not.
No promises.
Talk to you tomorrow morning.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, everybody.
Hi, it's Tom Barnard for Olivia Weight Control Centers. Your success story starts today. Join Olivia's doctor recommended an award-winning nutrition program and get your first 8 weeks free. You could lose up to 20 pounds more in your first 8 weeks. Plus, Olivia offers weight loss medications to accelerate results. Receive personalized one-on-one guidance, plus expert nutrition and medical support. Livia is the destination for all weight loss solutions. Trust me when I say this, Livia works. An example of that is I'm now down to single digits. As you know, I've got about 8 or 9 pounds left to lose. And as I told you yesterday, I don't care if it takes me another 3 months to lose that 8-9 pounds. As long as I lose it, this program has worked so well for me that would you stop putting that guy up on the screen when I'm talking? I hate that prick. Just kidding.
That's just the promo video I was sent.
I know. No, I'm not kidding that he's a prick. But anyway, moving forward. In any case, as a brand ambassador for Olivia, I want to say it has worked beautifully for me. There's no question about it. I got, like I said, 7, 8, 9 pounds ago, whatever it is. I'll get there, and I don't care how long it takes me to get there. I really don't. Visit Livia.com. That's LIVEA.com, or call 855-GO-LIVIA. Join Livia's nutrition plan today and get your first 8 weeks free. Plus, Livia Medical offers GLP-1 medications for accelerated results. I should ask you this, Tevin. Now, because I'm going to start lifting weights again today. I'm going into weight training.
Yep.
I got to believe I'm building muscle. I'm probably going to gain weight.
Yeah, I would say you'll probably gain weight, or at worst, to plateau and not lose weight as fast.
Yeah, because muscle weighs a lot more than fat.
Yeah, and you'd be drinking a lot more water. So there'll be a lot of water weight.
A lot of water weight. So thank you. I thought I was right about that. And now coming from an expert like you.
I don't know that I'm an expert, but
I thought I'd give it.
It's weird that you take your shirt off during every break.
I love that. In any case, visit Livia.com or call 855-GO-LIVIA. Choose the trusted leader serving our communities for 15 years. Livia works.
The past several years have been the craziest in the history of the car business. The pandemic, supply chain, and chip issues, all causing extreme inventory shortages that led to, predatory pricing. Some dealers charge thousands of dollars over MSRP.
We never played that game. I'm Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC. We knew that would leave a bad taste in a customer's mouth. More importantly, from an integrity standpoint, it was just wrong.
So what about the current market? Inventory and pricing.
Valley has their best inventory in years. Really all the Buick and GMC models. Even the previously hard-to-find Yukons, HD pickups, and Hummer EVs. Plenty of deep discounts. Many with factory rebates and low-interest financing.
Then it's a good time to buy?
It's a great time. We're welcoming our previous customers back, as well as anyone else that felt the treatment just didn't feel right the last time somewhere else.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley and Hastings, or valleycardealers.com. Car buying without the bad aftertaste.
Let us take a second to talk about my bank, North American Banking Company. If you own a business or thinking about starting one, make sure to check out my friends, Bilski, at North American Banking Company. When your business is looking to capitalize on opportunities or maybe solve a problem, Turn to their experts because they are locally owned and operated. Loan decisions are made here in the Twin Cities. They're not shipped out of state. This helps business owners expand with confidence. So if you're looking for a better banking experience, why not bank with my friends at North American Banking Company? Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is the Tom Barnard Podcast.
Channel 5's Chris Egert, brought to you by Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. Call Josh today for your free 48-minute evaluation at 952-925-5608. Oh, look who's wearing a sport coat here today.
Yeah, look at you. I didn't know it was T-shirt day over there.
Yeah, we got a couple of white T-shirts cooking. No question about it.
You guys a gang?
No, I'm just going to lift weights today. So when I go like this.
Yeah, baby.
You see that? The sign.
There you go.
What's that?
We're the T-shirt trio, TTT.
Yeah, we got three T-shirts.
That's our sign.
It shows our mood. Like Tevin and I are in a bright, beautiful mood, and AJ's in like a gray, crabby mood.
Yeah, he's like Eeyore.
Yeah,
he's like Eeyore.
It's like good cop, slightly less good cop.
Slightly less. So why are you wearing a sport coat today?
It's a long story, but
okay, never mind.
Feeling sporty.
Well, it was one of those things that you and Judd were complaining about the photo shoot things. We have a photo shoot after Minnesota Live today, and I don't want to change clothes 5 different times. So I'm just leaving my stuff on from earlier. So,
and that's the one you chose?
Oh, there's a shot. There's a shot. Man.
No, you pulled that off pretty well.
Yeah, thanks.
Pretty well.
Looks good on you.
So
if you like it.
He does like it. So what's big in the news today? Anything we should know about?
Yeah, there was another shooting at a homeless encampment situation this morning in South Minneapolis. Happened maybe like 4:30 this morning. Man was shot and killed.
God.
And this is like kind of midtown, 26th Street as it gets closer over to Hiawatha.
So the Phillips,
you know what area I'm talking about there.
Yeah.
And continued issue that's, the city of Minneapolis is really kind of grappling with what to do with these encampments. And they have been a source of frustration for neighbors to these places.
Right.
And they're, have been dangerous too for some of the people who are living there. So, yeah.
That's very, very sad. We cannot allow this to continue because they are not safe. You can't let people live in the streets. You're not safe in the streets.
Yeah, and it's tough because if there's people who are living there and they don't want to go live in the shelter and they don't want, and I think that's kind of where the struggle comes with this.
Yeah.
is where can these folks go if they won't go to some of the housing that is provided, and overall there's a lack of, that's been well documented. There's a lack of affordable housing. That's not necessarily unique to the Twin Cities, but
no.
big problem here. So that was our biggest story this morning.
If Kamala gets elected, you'll have $25,000 coming your way. And again, if she really does that, all it's going to happen is the price of housing is going up $25,000 a house. That's all that's going to happen.
Yeah, I think you could read 50 different things either way about what her plan is for the affordable housing, pros and cons, but the housing stock is just so low. There's not a lot of housing anywhere. I don't know how you just snap your fingers and there's all of a sudden a bunch of affordable housing that's available. That to me seems to be the biggest issue. But
yeah, you're right. No question.
And then obviously I'm fascinated with this thing yesterday with the exploding pagers, which seems like it's freaking right out of a movie. It's like it's not even real. It's so insane. And I think 12 people dead now.
12 are dead from this.
2,000 people injured.
Oh my God.
And you think about, Israel's not claimed responsibility for it. It's implied that that's, that they were able to pull this off. But you think about how embedded they must be to be able to get that many pagers to rig them, to make sure that they got to the Hamas people or the Hezbollah terrorists. Like the whole thing is insane.
I have a question for you. Who the hell uses a pager anymore anyway?
Well, they were advised to not use phones because the phones could be traced. And so it was to go with a lesser technology because the pagers can't be traced. And then you have this happen.
Right.
I want to know everything about that. And it kind of got swept up yesterday in all the news about the Sean Diddy Combs and that whole bit, which is horrible. But I don't think the exploding pager thing got quite as much play yesterday because of that. But
I watched it this morning on matter of fact on your show, and you just wonder. I suppose that's what it is. You can trace phones, so you go to a pager and then you get killed. Wonderful
for them to figure out that that Hezbollah had even ordered a bunch. Like, I'm going to order 4,000 pagers, and then somehow that gets intercepted, and it's that, like, I want to read a book about that. Like, that's fascinating.
Yeah,
and I'm also surprised that there hasn't been some sort of big retaliation yet either, which is what I'm very worried about that. But
yeah, it's going to happen. You're right.
I think so.
No doubt about that. All right.
Well, that's what I got. I should probably go.
Oh, settle down, you big baby. All right. You should probably get away from me. There. That's
I won't be here Friday, FYI.
Wow. What now?
Traveling.
Oh, so you got to spend time with your family. What a waste.
I'm actually going to be sitting in a car by myself for 9 hours.
Oh, God.
Are you
St. Louis and back.
Podcast guy or just silence?
Nah, listen to the radio. I can't. I'll listen to whatever's on, and I do like to listen to local radio stations when I'm driving across the country, just to sort of hear the local guys or whatever. But
you like that, do you?
Yeah, I do. It's entertaining to me.
Hey, it's Crazy Carl in the morning.
Yeah, it's Sky Stevens. Whatever it might be.
Free.
Ooh, Sky Stevens. I'm going to use that name from now on.
That was my old name. That's why.
Sky Stevens? Oh, because you're so tall. Is that why
I
you're
don't
Sky?
know.
Oh, you lying sack.
It was. We've talked about this before. It was Sky Stevens.
Big baby.
Stupid, but I was 20. What did I know?
Go to work. Put a tie on.
All right. I'll
talk to you later, pal.
See you guys. Bye.
Channel 5's Chris Egert, brought to you by Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. Call Josh today for your free 48-minute evaluation at 952-925-5608. We'll take a break. Be right back with something. That's all I know.
I actually have something planned.
You do?
I have a potential story that
oh no
will resonate with Tom.
Well, I want to see if either of you could pass a U.S. citizenship test.
Okay.
Ooh, I like that.
All right.
Okay.
Perfect.
When you go to a restaurant, if you do that, you expect the chef to be an expert, right? You expect your auto mechanic to be an expert when it comes to fixing your car. You judge them both by the results of their work. Josh Arnold is an expert in investments and planning your financial future. Josh Arnold is my expert and should be yours too. I talk to Josh every week and he understands the market, the economy. He knows how to plan for your retirement. Don't put it off another day. The man with your plan is Josh Arnold. Call Josh now for a no obligation 48-minute evaluation. You got nothing to lose and you'll have an expert planning and managing your financial future. Call Josh 952-925-5608. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions of Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. I am a paid endorser.
Is that text you're sending so important that you missed your turn? Is that text you're sending so important that you ran the red light? Is that text you're sending so important you didn't see the ball coming onto the road or the child that followed? Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. When you take your eyes off the road for even 4 seconds, your vehicle travels 100 yards. That's the entire length of a football field. If you absolutely have to text, you need to pull off the road somewhere safe and do it from there. Texting and driving is against the law and can cause serious injury or even death to you and others. Now that is important. We hope you're never injured in a collision, but if you are, please contact us.
Find Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Going farther with Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
Mike Lindell of MyPillow employees want to thank all our listeners for all your continued support. When Mike started MyPillow, it was just a problem solution, one product company. Well, since then, they now have hundreds of products, some of you may not even know about. For example, the brand new 4-pack dish towel sets, just $25. 6-pack towel sets, just $25. Bed sheets for as low as $25. Check out their overstock and closeout sale and save up to 80% off select items. You're looking for a good night's sleep? Take advantage of the classic collection on a variety of MyPillows for as low as $9.88. These amazing offers won't last long, so order now. Just go to MyPillow.com or call 800-516-5146 and use promo code TOM.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
All right, we're back, and AJ has what? No, what do you have?
So this is from this is just a little citizenship quiz. It's 10 multiple choice questions from put together by the AP. But can you pass a citizenship test? Let's see here. So question number 1, when was the Declaration of Independence adopted? Was it July 4th, 1775, Christmas 1782, July 4th, 1776, or October 19th, 1781?
I'm going to say July 4th, 1776.
Tom, do you have a consensus on that?
Yeah, I'd go with that too.
Okay, well, there you go. Pretty easy. And I think most people should get that and will get that.
Mm-hmm. See, there you go.
Tom, what do the red and white stripes on the U.S. flag stand for?
What do they stand for?
Yes.
Honkies and Indians?
Do they hearken back to the British flag? Is it the original 13 colonies, the bloodshed in the American Revolution, or no one knows for sure?
I believe it's the war.
The war?
The 13 original outfits. They weren't states then, were they? They were just colonies.
Colonies, and that is correct. So you guys are 2 for 2. You're off to a pretty hot start.
We're Americans.
That's right.
How many amendments make up the Bill of Rights? Is it 5, 10, 13, or 20?
I'll go 13.
See, I wanted to say 13, but something's calling me to 10.
I know. I'm gonna say
10 just to be different, but 13 sounds right.
So which one are you going?
I'm gonna go 10.
Tom?
I'm going 13.
It was 10.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
It is 10.
That does make sense. No question.
10 commandments, 10.
So you got them all right. So
yeah, I think that means I'm just a little bit more America than
Merca.
Yeah.
Are you Merca?
Which of these is guaranteed by the First Amendment? The right to bear arms, the freedom of assembly, the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, or the right to privacy?
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Don't shake your head no as I'm saying it. He's doing this.
I think the third is the bear arms.
Sure.
I don't know. I'm not really 100% sure on this. We'll go along. Actually, I'm going to say the assembly. No.
Don't strain yourself here.
I can't remember what the other ones are, so I'm just going to agree with Tom.
So it is actually the right. The freedom of assembly. So like getting together for protests and stuff like that.
That's in the first. What amendment?
First Amendment. So that's like freedom of speech.
No way. You making that up?
I've always
press,
referred to it as the freedom of
assembly.
Speech. Oh, okay. Damn.
Yeah, so it's not freedom of assembly.
Yeah,
you read it wrong. You
tried to trick us.
You did.
Well, it's guaranteed. It's one of the parts in the First Amendment.
No, you cheated.
Freedom of speech, I would have got.
Yep.
How many members are there in the House of Representatives? Is it 435, 438, 450, or does it fluctuate year to year?
Well, that would depend. It has fluctuated, but not year to year, I don't think.
I think technically it could fluctuate year to year based off of how many population densities.
I love this because I know people are out there
people are screaming at their radios, phones, and whatever else right now. I'm going to say it fluctuates.
Yeah, I'll go with that too. I'll go fluctuates.
It's actually 435.
It is 435. Yeah, because why would it fluctuate? I mean, you got your own territory.
I think maybe it has changed in the past, but like it's been 435 as a set amount for a while.
So it did fluctuate.
So we were technically right.
Exactly.
We're still citizens.
So we're halfway through here.
Yes.
We're halfway through.
Halfway through.
Which of these is not a requirement to be the president of the United States? You must be born a natural citizen. You must be at least 35 years old. You must have lived at least 14 years in the U.S., or you must own property in the U.S.
Dougie's here. Dougie would know this.
Maybe the most American guy.
The most American guy to ever walk the earth.
We're talking about stuff in the what is it again?
The citizenship
test.
Oh, I bet I could ace that.
Okay, would you run that one down again?
Yeah. Hey, Dougie. Let's see. We're gonna get you set up here with the camera for everybody watching on YouTube.
Yeah, there you go.
But which of these is not a requirement to be the president of the United States? You have to be a natural born citizen. You must be at least 35 years old. You must have lived within the U.S. for at least 14 years, or you must own property in the United States. Which of those is not a requirement?
I want to say it's C, but I'm not sure. It's either C or D because I know the first two are true. I'm picking C.
Tom's name's on the show, so I'm going to ride with him here.
Yeah, I'm going to say
you
the
ass
14
kissers.
Years.
Okay, you and I are on the same page.
Because,
you don't have to own property.
No, you do not.
You don't have to own property. Everything else must be true.
You know how I know that?
How's that?
Because Joe Biden claimed at first he didn't own any property, and then they found out he owns like 4 houses. So,
why would he claim he doesn't have property?
Because he's nuts. He's a politician. They're crazy.
Question number 7. How long do senators serve? Is their term 2 years, 4 years, 6 years, or 8 years?
C.
It is 4 years.
6.
It's not. Oh, it's Senator, U.S. Senator.
Yeah, House is 2.
Oh, that's right.
Senate
yeah,
6.
You're right.
Dougie's spot on here. 6 years.
6 years.
All right. Question number 8.
Are you a foreigner?
Yeah, I'd like to be. Believe me.
That was question 7.5. This is question 8. How many full terms can a president serve? 2, 3, 4, or unlimited? They can just serve forever.
2.
Yep.
Yeah.
That might be changing, but since Roosevelt, it's been 2.
Which branch of the federal government controls spending? Is it the executive branch, the legislative branch, the judiciary branch, or the Internal Revenue Service?
Well, D's not even a branch of the government, right?
Right. It's a 3-legged stool. See, it's Wisconsin connection. I know some stuff.
I know some stuff. Oh God. Here we go.
I'm going to go with it's not the judicial branch. It's not the executive one, so we'll go legislative.
Congress, that's right.
Yeah.
Boom. There you go.
Good job.
All right. And the final question here.
Oh, here we go.
What 9 cups of coffee on 494 and bumper to bumper traffic. Can you tell?
No.
Just blasting the Star Spangled Banner the entire drive-in. What are the first words of the preamble of the U.S. Constitution? Is it, we hold these truths to be self-evident? 7 years ago, we the people, or when in the course of human events?
I think it's we the people.
Which is it? Is this the Declaration or
the preamble to the U.S. Constitution?
Yeah, it's we the people.
Yeah.
No, the reason you might know that is, have you ever heard the audio they play in Washington D.C. for that? I don't know who did it, but I think it was James Earl Jones. Because it was like, we, the people of the United States. Like, Jesus.
In order to form a more perfect union.
God.
But I heard something great about him. Do you know that he did not speak for like the
9 years,
7 or 8 years?
9 years. He didn't speak from 5 to 14.
Became Darth Vader.
Because why did he not speak for 9 years?
Did he stutter really badly?
He had a bad stutter. I talked to him a couple of times. You could not meet a nicer person than him. Just a great guy. So getting back, we were right about the last one?
Yes, it was we the people. Now,
okay, so what do we miss on? 2 of them?
Well, we had differing answers on some. So I think
that's true.
I think it was like I'm going to say 8 out of 10 was the best, which according to this, you needed 6 out of 10 to pass.
So we all get to stay.
Everybody gets to stay.
We're in there with all the Uber drivers.
Yeah, there you go. Absolutely right. Well, see, now I like that kind of stuff. We should be doing these tests.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because most disc jockeys wouldn't have a damn idea. They would have no clue.
No.
I don't know. I know where to get like cigarettes. Oh, good for you.
I always thought it was weird that the senators serve 6 and Congress people serve 2. So in the early days, and it's actually changed, but Congress was where the rabble, or the House was where the rabble hung out, and the senators were supposed to be like high and mighty, and they got $7 a day, and the congressman the House people got 5.
Really? Because when I started at 1500 KSTP, I think I got 350.
Yeah, well, you weren't running a country.
Well, I may as well have been. They had the full signal.
50,000 watts of power.
You know, I still listen to that station. I just, where it's 1130, I worked at WDGY. Yeah. I worked at 1500. Every AM station I ever worked at, I still listen to this. And I think they're all basically now political shows on all of them.
Boy, CCO sure has changed in the last 10 or 15 years.
Oh,
Holy,
really?
I listen to it every once in a while. It's like, this isn't the Boone and Erickson station anymore.
No, it's very, very, very liberal now.
It's very left.
Very, very far left. You know how I know that? Because Chad Hartman wanted them to hire me, and they said, "Oh, we could never hire him."
God, you would actually, you and Chad should do a show once in a while.
That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do a show with Chad, and they wouldn't let us because the prick that took it over.
Because they'd get too many ratings, and their ad cards would go way up.
Well, you know who bought part of them is that George Soros.
Yeah.
He owns part of that station now. That's all I need to put up with that prick.
I'm sure he talks to the program directors all the time. Hi, this is George Soros.
Well, I will tell you this: there are conservative stations in this market. There's not one.
Patriot Radio.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there's not one conservative owner. They're all very liberal.
Well, Sinclair is conservatives, right? And they own like 200 stations around the country, or
Michelle Tafoya is on a lot of those. I know. Well,
she took a hard turn to the right.
Oh, she certainly did. You know, she blamed me for getting fired. She's another one.
Everybody blames you.
I know. It's like, why? How is it my fault that you got fired? Because I got fired about 10 minutes later.
Speaking of which, have you talked to AJ yet? Or
he's out.
Okay. Just kidding.
Is that why you came in, so you could finish on the board today?
Yeah, that's right.
That's exactly.
This AJ makes it louder.
AJ stands for Jesus. Anyway, moving. Oh, he didn't even laugh. You big baby.
I was going to set up a joke where I'd get Dougie to talk and then I cut his mic, but
that would be funny.
That'd be pretty good. We like that.
I did that to Tom one time.
Oh, there he goes. There he goes.
Back in the old days when Tom was in Florida, it was the old studio, the tiny one. And we cut away for a break, and Andy, and I don't remember, Don Shelby was in the room, I think. How long ago it was. And I said, okay, when we come back, nobody say a word, and Tom will just freak out. Because one thing the radio people hate is dead air. So he's like, and we're back. And can you guys hear me? What's going on? And he just freaked out.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It was pretty funny. Even Andy laughed.
Andy laughed. Yes. Holy, that takes something to get Andy to laugh.
Third time in 14 years.
It's all true. There's no question about it. I suppose we should take a break here, huh?
Yeah, and then we can do that bit when we come back.
We're going to do the bit?
Yeah, where we all just be quiet.
We'll be back. I'm here talking with my friends Michael Bilski and Brad Huckle of North American Banking Company. Guys, it seems like banking has changed quite a bit since you first opened your doors in 1998.
Yes and no. In 98, we didn't have online and mobile banking like we do today. Many banking processes have also changed. One thing that hasn't changed is we still provide a true community bank experience right here in the Twin Cities.
Our team takes the time to get to know our customers and their goals. This creates a relationship that is unique in banking today and one our customers appreciate. It's why we like to say we provide a better banking experience.
You're absolutely right, Brad. I've been a customer for a long time. The service your team provides is phenomenal.
Thanks, Tommy.
So why not bank with my banker, North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The past several years have been the craziest in the history of the car business. The pandemic, supply chain and chip issues, all causing extreme inventory shortages that led to, well, predatory pricing. Some dealers charge thousands of dollars over MSRP.
We never played that game. I'm Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC. We knew that would leave a bad taste in a customer's mouth. More importantly, from an integrity standpoint, it was just wrong.
So what about the current market? You know, inventory and pricing.
Valley has their best inventory in years. Really all the Buick and GMC models. Even the previously hard-to-find Yukons, HD pickups, and Hummer EVs. Plenty of deep discounts. Many with factory rebates and low-interest financing.
Then it's a good time to buy?
It's a great time. We're welcoming our previous customers back, as well as anyone else that felt the treatment just didn't feel right the last time somewhere else.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley and Hastings or valleycardealers.com. Car buying without the bad aftertaste.
When you go to a restaurant, you expect the chef to be an expert.
You expect your auto mechanic to be an expert when it comes to fixing your car. You judge them both by the results of their work. Josh Arnold is an expert in investments and planning your financial future. Josh Arnold is my expert, and he should be yours too. I talk to Josh every week, and he understands the market and the economy, and he knows how to plan for your retirement. Don't put it off another day. The man with your plan is Josh Arnold. Call Josh now for a no-obligation 48-minute evaluation. You've got nothing to lose, and you'll have an expert planning and managing your financial future. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. Tom Barnard is a paid endorser.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. We got Doug Sprinthall in studio, special Wednesday guest every week.
Can I do a traffic report?
Absolutely.
Stay out of the suburbs. 494 and 62 suck. That's the traffic report.
Then we'll send it back to you guys in the booth.
That's right.
Perfect. How many?
No traffic in Goodhue County, though. That's good news, Chet.
Doug, how many Burmese pythons could you remove for $10,000 from the Florida Everglades?
Me personally?
Yeah.
It would depend on a gear and equipment.
They have their Tom. I'm sure
aren't those things like 90 feet long?
Yeah, I'm sure they can get up to that long, but they're a very invasive species. And I guess Florida has like a contest where it's a 10-day contest and they remove as many Burmese python from the Everglades.
It's the Everglades, yeah.
Yeah. And one guy in 10 days took out and killed 20 of them and won $10,000.
There you go. That was a woman that
amazing.
won last year.
Yeah, not enough money in the world.
Florida is the weirdest place in the world. I've been watching Bad
Florida.
Monkey, as you know, and
Bad
I love
Monkey.
Carl Hyacin, and I just like
phenomenal.
You know, this isn't that outrageous. If you've spent any time in Florida, away from the very wealthy places like Fort Myers and West Palm is not Florida. That's like, but the rest of it, Orlando, Jacksonville, Pensacola, it's just like the home for the weirdest people.
Oh, so you're saying people of color. That's nice. That's really nice.
There's plenty of crazy white folks in Florida. there are. I think they're ahead.
Oh, and you don't think there are any in Minnesota?
Not like down there.
Oh, God. I will say this. Most Minnesotans I love, but there is a group of Minnesotans. They are the meanest pricks I have ever dealt with.
I got blasted on Facebook last night. Good thing all my friends came to my aid. So I reposted
we were just talking about that this morning.
A Hard Times meme, and it was Tim Walz. Picture Tim Walz. It says, Walz found cheating on family bags tournament in 1993. Well, it's pretty funny.
That's funny. Pretty harmless.
Some guy called me a sea sucker, and it's like, dude, just
over Tim Walz?
Yeah, over that. And I thought it was funny.
In a hypothetical bags tournament
35 years ago. And I said, lighten up, Francis. And everybody just gang piled on him. I kind of felt bad.
Good. No. You want to do that kind of thing, you should get piled upon. First of all, Tim Walz.
Well, I mean,
what a wonderful human being.
Some of my friends are Mike Rasmussen. He's show us on the doll where he hurt you. Thanks, Mike. I can fight my own battles, buddy. I haven't seen him in years. How's he doing? Do you know?
I run into him with like the kids' sporting events. He's doing pretty well. Good. I think he's doing fine. But yeah, there's a group of Minnesotans are the meanest people I have ever been around. There's no question about that. And I don't know why they are the way. Well, I suppose it's some European crap or something. I don't know. You're from the wrong part of Europe.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that. They can't be complaining about the weather. I mean, we were gone. We were in North Carolina last week. It rained every day, and it was a family visit. And we were talking about this off air. I won't go into the details, but I'm looking at the weather report in Minnesota. It's like 86, 87, 84.
Yep.
Damn it.
So
this is the best week of the year.
Do you go anywhere near Waynesboro?
No.
Or you don't?
I'm not even sure where that is, to be honest.
We're trying to figure out, because we drive down when we go down. We don't fly, we drive. We're trying to figure out a good place to stop on the way down. Because, I mean, we stop in Atlanta, but now the traffic in Atlanta is so bad.
Terrible.
I love Atlanta, but my God, the traffic's horrible.
And if you can't, and it's a, I drove back from Orlando in 9/11. And I left at about noon or something like that because I was at an auction. And auto auctions, they were under attack. Did they tell anybody? No, we wouldn't want to break up the auto auction. So it wasn't until noon that I realized that the World Trade Centers had fallen and they're ready to roll out martial law. I jumped in the car and it just seemed like it drove forever to get to Chattanooga.
Chattanooga is like 50 miles, isn't it?
No, not from Orlando.
Oh, from Orlando. Yeah, okay.
So it was like I was all day through Florida and Georgia and finally made it.
Unbelievable. Oh, speaking of that, by the way, you brought up this date. I'm warning on the air whoever the prick was that stole this, but you better put it back. There's a memorial right by the boardwalk in downtown Wayzata. Gordy Amath, who was a dear friend of mine, I've known Gordy forever.
Yep.
His son, Gordy Jr., was killed in 9/11 in the tower. So they had this monument set up, and there's made from the metal from the building, there's a cross, like a Jesus cross.
Yeah.
There's a plaque that explains what it's all about. And then there was a dedication to Gordy Amath Jr. Somebody stole it.
Oh my God.
I mean, that must have taken a while to dig that thing out of the granite.
And what's the point?
And what is the point of stealing it? Bring it back.
We'll find him and we'll give him one of those Israeli pagers.
Yeah, there you go.
God, was that a badass move?
Unbelievable.
How they pulled that off with thousands of them.
I don't know.
And I guess the people that got killed, they got the beep and then they pulled the pager up to their face. God. And it only killed like 8 or 9 people, but it injured a whole. There's videos all over.
2,000 people have been injured.
How did they pull that off and nobody knew about it?
When's the last time you saw a pager?
93, 94?
Yeah, exactly. I had a pager, I think, for like 1 week. It's like, oh, I don't want this. I hate this.
There's a Woody Allen movie that just came to me, and I think Ron Perlman is in it and
I
plays a
love Ron
doctor.
Perlman.
And in the whole movie, all he is doing is answering his pager and calling and going, "I'm now at 361-423." That was the 2-hour gag.
It is fantastic, no question about it. No doubt about it. So what else is going on in the world?
Happy to be back in Minnesota. We got another 2 weeks before they yank the boat out. So I'm starting to get the.
So they yank it out October 1st?
Yeah, roughly. So
Yeah.
I'm starting to get DTs already. It's like 5 or 6 months.
How much time do you spend per week on your boat?
Well, this summer was a ton. In fact,
yeah,
my partner would argue too much, even though it was
Because
her
you
idea.
Because you moved, though.
Right. Well, we
Yeah.
sold the one house, and we
Right.
didn't have enough money to buy a new home while we were waiting for the other one to sell. And I said, why don't we just rent an apartment? That way we can take our time. And Sarah, who was completely sober at the time, said, why don't we just live on the boat? I'm like, I didn't think I could love you anymore. Yeah, so I'll be down there the next couple of days, and she needs a little solo time. So she'll be hanging out.
Really?
Like, why don't you just go
solo
down
time.
there and I'll knit.
We were just talking about that with Catherine, though, that about 2-3 times a week when she drops her head and goes, God, you're annoying.
You need a boat.
I should get a boat. Matter of fact, I got to talk to Kyle. Kyle's Smoking Oak. We're going to go down and have lunch with him down. I've known.
Well, let me know when you come, because we're probably 2 miles away from the Smoking Oak. The one in Hastings closed, and it's now like a Lebanese restaurant.
Yeah, because you and I went there before it opened.
He
I
gave us a
remember
big turkey
Yeah,
dinner that
I
one year,
remember
right?
that, yeah.
The COVID turkey.
That's
It was
exactly
awesome.
right. It was awesome, no question. But yeah, we're going to head down there. I think maybe Sunday. I'll talk to.
We won't be down there then.
Why not?
We're on the dock. We're having a farewell football chili eating contest. I'm going to watch the Vikings. I don't even know who they're playing. We
Who are
tried
they
to
playing
do
this
it on the following weekend when they play the Packers, but half the dock's going to Lambeau.
Oh,
so-
yeah. Does anybody know who we play this week?
They got the Texans.
The
this week,
Texans,
so it'll be a tough
They're
one.
pretty good, yeah.
Yep.
Texans are pretty good. I still call them the Colt 45s, but no question about it.
Hey, they're 2-0. I'm not,
I know.
As you know, I'm not a big football fan, but I think that surprised about everybody, didn't it?
Where'd you go to college?
McAllister.
No
So-
wonder you don't like football.
Well, when I was there, we broke the record for the most consecutive losses in NC2A. I'm not kidding you. There were people that went and graduated in 4 years and they never won a game. So Wild World of Sports came fall of 80 or 81, I don't remember which, to cover would have been the tie-breaking game. And my classmates are all dressed up and they have signs that say, huzzah, make the other team relinquish the ball. And Trotsky played chess. It was a total McAllister geek fest. And a couple years later, they hired a coach, and I can't remember his name, but he actually turned the program around. At least they're competitive.
I remember that.
Yeah.
God, I can't remember that guy's name either. That's too bad.
Good dude. I met him once as an alum, and he said, "Yep, well, it was a great job because I couldn't have made it any worse."
Right. I'm telling you something. I'm still pissed off at McAllister because they let St. Clair Broiler close. What the hell? Don't be closing.
You'd think with all the weed they smoked there that with Jimmy's St. Clair Broiler.
I love that place.
I did too. I lived right across Snelling from there and down a block on top of the racquetball courts.
Andy and Alex lived over on, what was it, Warsaw or Weston?
Warsaw?
I don't know. It starts with a W.
It's a little further.
Wellesley? Yeah, those are all like college, Princeton, Wellesley. That's all those streets are.
Yeah, because we bought them a house. We should have not. We sold that house. We should have never sold that house. Probably worth 3 times what we paid for it by now.
You know, that's not a bad strategy if you can afford it. I know a lot of people that have done that, bought their kids condos and stuff while they go to college, and you usually get your money back.
You know why we bought our kids a house to live in? Because Alex had a roommate. She came home one night, and there were chicken bones all over the floor. The furniture.
What do you mean? It's the college experience. Tell me that you haven't lived.
My freshman year college roommate, teammate, love him like a brother. He would put he put all his dirty dishes into a drawer.
Oh God!
It was terrible.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
My freshman roommate was wound up being the sommelier at Muffaletta. Really a great guy.
I loved Muffaletta.
And I came home or into the dorm room at like noon in between classes, and he was a big Jethro Tull fan. So this is 77. He's playing air flute on one leg.
Oh my God.
I've never seen anybody play air flute before. He was so embarrassed.
Oh God, that's terrible. That was Muffaletta was on.
It's Falcon Heights, right? So it's Como and something west. It was on east of 280. Great restaurant.
It was
I
really,
think
really
it's closed now, but
who owned that again? It was somebody famous that owned it too. It was really good.
Yeah.
A lot of really good restaurants aren't around anymore. It's not fair.
They always go. That's the restaurant business.
I know.
You're in it. You know that.
I know.
We're gonna maybe have lunch today. We go to the haberdashery.
Oh, I cannot. I'm going to lift weights at 12:30, so
okay.
I cannot have lunch. But we'll meet.
We'll have a quick convo.
Last thing I want to do is eat a big meal and then go lift weights.
Yeah, it's not a good.
Got to go carbo load.
Yeah,
carbo load.
Get some Alfredo in you.
Yeah, but not half an hour before.
Exactly. We'll be right back. KB2 Kristyn Burtt joins us right after this. Mike Lindell and MyPillow employees want to thank all our listeners for all your continued support. When Mike started MyPillow, it was just a problem solution, one product company. Well, since then, they now have hundreds of products, some you may not even know about. For example, the brand new 4-pack dish towel sets, just $25. 6-pack towel sets, just $25. Bed sheets for as low as $25. Check out their overstock and closeout sale and save up to 80% off select items. You're looking for a good night's sleep? Take advantage of the classic collection on a variety of MyPillows for as low as $9.88. These amazing offers won't last long, so order now. Just go to MyPillow.com or call 800-516-5146 and use promo code TOM.
When you need someone to listen, a lawyer you know and trust.
If you've never been in an auto accident, it's hard to know what to expect from the insurance adjuster. Here are some tips. 1, if they talk to you about whether or not you should hire a lawyer, it's a good sign that you probably should. 2, it's illegal for them to give you any legal advice. They aren't lawyers and they aren't licensed to practice law. 3, if they tell you that everyone involved in the accident is at fault, they're wrong. This comes from the belief that you're at fault for just being on the road. That's nonsense and not supported by any law. Finally, remember that friendly adjusters are often just gaining information. They want you to do most of the talking so they can file their report. I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. I hope you're never injured in a collision. But if you are, don't sign anything until you've talked to us.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
I hosted my show on the radio for 40 years. Now I host the Tom Barnard Podcast. And I'll tell you, I've never seen the passion and engagement from our audience as I do now. I know we also have businesses that listen to our podcast, and it got me thinking. Wouldn't it be great to help those businesses grow by telling my listeners about them? So here's the deal. If you own or handle marketing for a business, would like to have my audience buy your product or service, visit TomBarnardShow.com, keyword partner, and we'll put together an ad campaign to help your business. That's TomBarnardShow.com, keyword partner, and thank you for listening.
This is the Tom Barnard Podcast. Listen live weekday mornings, 8 to 9:30, or anytime you like as a podcast on the Tom Barnard app, at TomBarnardShow.com, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Autism.
Autism, yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Right as we come back.
We all get autism by listening to Kristyn Burtt. Kristyn Burtt Entertainment News is brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. All right, so we did watch the first episode of Perfect Couple last night.
What did you think?
Is there anybody on that show I don't hate? My God, those people are they're very, very well. Have you?
Yep.
Very wealthy people, and they're just such a-holes. Ugh.
Well, you think you hate them now. Wait till you watch a few more episodes.
I'm going to hate them even more, baby.
Yeah, but they're well-developed a-holes. I think that's what makes it good and juicy.
Schreiber, why is his complexion so dark? I mean, it's literally like gray.
Well, as you learn in the watching a few of them, he pretty much smokes pot all day long.
All day long, he does. Yes, I saw him.
And not just one
episode.
hitters too, just big long stogies.
So yeah, the first episode. Well, I'm not going to say how the first episode ends, but it's not good.
We watched the whole series. It's a whodunit, obviously.
6 episodes.
It's a fluffy whodunit. This is a fluffy series, and I just think it's fun. It's light. You don't have to go too deep with it. And Dakota Fanning just runs away with the performance of a lifetime.
Yeah, she is good in it.
She's so good
tell
in
you
it.
what, what's the other woman? What the hell's her name? Nicole Kidman. She's not bad. I mean, I hate her. not Nicole Kidman, but her character.
Her character and her wig. You can't stop staring at her wig. Her wig is a whole secondary character in the show. I mean, Nicole Kidman's known for wearing wigs. She doesn't use her natural hair in any TV show. So now that you know that, you're not going to be able to not see it.
I suppose.
But this wig was like just so blonde and so coiffed. I couldn't stop staring at it.
If only the family from Succession were their next door neighbors.
Oh God, that family too. Very hateable, very rich people. Do they say the house is worth like $40 million or something? The house.
Yeah, I mean, in Nantucket. I mean, it's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, I said, Catherine, is that by where we were? She said we were not in Nantucket. We were in Martha's Vineyard.
Well, they're cousins.
They are.
I mean,
cousins.
you've been to one, you've been to the other.
Yeah,
they're only cousins. 3 miles away from each other.
Although, don't talk to anyone from Nantucket or Martha's Vineyard because they will argue which one is better. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The only sad thing about that was too is I went and looked at John Belushi's grave. I wish I hadn't done that.
He's married. He's buried in Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah,
what?
Or in Nantucket.
Why?
I don't know, but that's where they buried him.
Isn't he from?
He's from Chicago,
yeah.
isn't he?
He's from Chicago, I think. So I don't know why. Maybe he owned a house there or something.
That seems like a random place for him to have a house.
Yeah,
it's a wonderful
like
place.
Martha's Vineyard type.
It is a wonderful place.
Yeah,
it is really nice.
New England's fabulous.
New England is fab. I would agree with that. New England. I've not been to the 3 top ones,
which are the best. That's where you got to go.
I know.
I got to go like right now.
Maine and New Hampshire and Vermont in the fall are just chef's kiss.
I will tell you, Catherine and I are making a trip. We've been wanting to go here for years and years and years. We're going to make a trip in July to England. And if there's one place you'd want to go in, I mean, obviously you've been to London and all the rest of that stuff, but there's a very famous coastal town in England. You know what the name of it is?
Coastal. Is it north or south?
It would be
east or west,
directly west of London.
Cardiff?
Nope. That's in Wales, isn't it?
I don't know. Cardiff by the sea. Yeah. That's all. I just was thinking that.
It's known as Port Wen, but that's not its real name.
Port Vale.
Port Isaac.
Oh, okay.
You know what happens in Port Wen, Port Isaac?
I bet we're about to find out.
Oh, do tell us, Tom.
Doc Martin, baby. You guys have never watched Doc Martin? It's one of the best shows ever made.
I was thinking the shoes are made there.
No, not the. Yeah, that's right. Those are Doc Martens too, aren't they?
I love Doc Martens.
Oh God, Doc Martin. Have you never seen the series either?
I've never seen it.
It's a British series. The star of it is Martin Clunes, and he kills it. God, is he good in that show? Well, everybody in it's wonderful. But yeah, we're going to go hang out there, and I'm hoping that some of that stuff is real so I can go eat a Sammy over at Large. And by the way, there's a guy who weighs about 400 pounds in it, and his real last name in the show is Al Large.
So technically, you are doing a Doc Martin sightseeing tour, essentially.
Yes,
I guess. It's like when all the people go to like the Harry Potter locations.
Or they go to Breaking Bad in New Mexico and do the or the Sex and the City tour. And so you are like a true tourist, Tom.
Well, I tell you what, that is part of it. But you should look up a picture of Port Isaac and look at that. Oh my God, is that a beauty? It's mountains and ocean. It's just beautiful.
That's
a great time to go to England too, in the middle of the summer.
Absolutely.
Good time.
No question about it. So yeah, we watched Perfect Couple. We got a couple of things on the docket. Television, I keep telling you this, KB2. Television's never been better. It's wonderful.
We watched the first episode of Tulsa King.
Oh yeah, we watched that as well.
He's so funny.
He's phenomenal in that.
Guy's got so much charisma. I mean, none of it should work. He just has this weird accent, kind of shuffles around.
And we were joking around yesterday because our other place, he's one of our neighbors. Only we have to understand something. His house is worth about 40 times what ours is. So it's not really the same neighborhood necessarily.
Is he on Star Island?
He's on the other side of he's actually on Palm Beach Island, but he faces the intercoastal. He doesn't face the ocean.
Gotcha.
He bought a house, and I don't know if it was Andre Agassi's house. It might have been Andre Agassi's house. I'm not sure. Or it might have been also that prick that just died in jail after stealing all that money.
Madoff?
Madoff, yeah. Madoff lived there too, but he bought the house and then put another like 15 million into the house. I guess it's never been in the house. Maybe I should ask Alex, because she always runs into him.
Yeah. Bring him some cookies or something. Hey, new neighbor.
If you're looking in the Miami area, I have a feeling Sean Diddy Combs's place will be up for sale soon.
You're gonna have to clean it and renovate it, but
you need to sage that thing. You need to burn the whole thing down and start all over again, because his LA home is already up for sale. His Beverly Hills home is up for sale for $61.5 million.
61 million.
61 million. 61.5 million.
Are there HOA fees?
Yeah, there probably are in Home Hills for sure.
Because I'm out on the HOAs.
Is baby oil flammable? Because he's got enough of it.
Oh, nasty.
Yeah, there's a lot of lube found in
Yeah.
that.
I read the 14-page indictment yesterday, and it is so disturbing.
It's crazy.
And I think what's really interesting in this is that he presented a bail package to the judge saying, I will put my $48 million Miami home up for collateral, along with my mother's $2 million home. And I will, of course, wear a GPS monitor, and I will limit my travel to New York, New Jersey, and Florida. And the judge was like, nope. You are a flight risk. They've collected the passports of everybody in his family, including the baby.
There you go.
So his entire family had to turn over the passport.
Yeah. I mean, that video of him beating the piss out of his girlfriend makes me want to just meet him sometime.
Well, and the sad thing is there is so much video evidence, according to the FBI, that I'm curious, because I've seen a lot of names float out there on the internet. I'm not going to throw any of them out there because we don't know. But, a lot of celebrities are allegedly to have been involved in his parties that he called freak-offs.
Right.
And is anyone else going down? Is Diddy going to sing and to try and lessen his, I think he's got a lifetime of jail ahead of him. So good. But I wonder if he will try and plea bargain at least something and take some people down with him.
Oh, I bet you he will. Some very famous people, I bet.
Yeah. And in today's social media age, every time he threw one of his infamous white parties, that's all that flooded social media, were pictures of every A-list celebrity shoulder to shoulder with Diddy. And it's like, they're going to have to start.
The entire Hampton set. Anyone who goes to the Hamptons was at his white party at some
Really?
So I'm farm kid from Goodhue County. What the hell is a white party? Is it just white people and him? Or?
It's stupid. It's everybody just wears white.
Oh, okay.
Parties. That's it.
So like Tevin and me are having a white party.
But we were not at the Diddy party.
I get it.
And I'm going to guess too that the white party probably had 2 chapters to it, where some people just attended the white party, which was like catered food and delicious drinks, and you're out by the coast and everything else. And then there was the part 2 of the party that started probably at like midnight or 2 a.m. And that is the set that probably is going to get dragged down. The other people that attended like the catered event, probably not.
Yeah. So do you have anybody in mind that is a really good buddy of his? Because I have no idea who his pals are.
I mean, do we want to throw allegations out?
Sure. It's a podcast. That's how we get more listeners.
For the sake of legal things, prefacing everything here is alleged.
Alleged.
Yes.
Hyperbole.
Allegedly, you hear a lot about Jay-Z out there on social media.
Yeah, that's already
allegedly Meek Mills.
Yep.
That would be another person whose name we're seeing thrown about quite a bit. Just trying to think who else. I'm trying to remember like social media.
Ed
else?
Bigley Jr.
Yeah, I'm sure Ed Bigley's on
Ed Bigley
going
Jr.
down at some point.
Driving his electric car to Diddy's white party.
No, he's riding his bicycle. He rides his
bicycle from Studio City, where he lives, all the way out to the Hamptons. He probably would do that. I adore Ed Bigley Jr. Every year he attends the Oscars and he takes the train.
I love
that. That was my theory about him years ago, and Me Too was at its peak power. I said eventually every movie is going to have to star Ed Bigley Jr. because he'll be the only guy left.
Yeah, that's about it.
Only guy left, and he is. I will tell you, he is such a respectable stand-up dude, quirky as hell, but lovely.
When he thought he was invisible and he was just naked, it was one of the greatest scenes I've ever seen in a movie. That was hilarious. It was indeed. But yeah, I don't know. This whole thing, the power, the money, the fame, all the rest of it just drives people insane.
Yeah. And the other sad part of this story too, that I'm really, I don't think that they'll come forward and say anything, but Usher and Justin Bieber did live with Diddy when they were underage, when they were under 18. And I think of the trauma and what they've been exposed to, that is probably even the more tragic part of the story.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, and there's some interviews that are resurfacing now of Justin Bieber and Usher, and when having like Diddy come into the scene and just seeing them kind of take a couple steps to the side and kind of recoil as he puts their arm around him, where you're like, oh, now, hindsight, obviously 2020, you're like, something definitely was up or off, some of these relationships.
It just drives me crazy. Where are the parents in this sort of stuff?
Yeah, you're right.
This is like the Michael Jackson. I'm going to a sleepover at Mike's. Have a good time. We'll drop you off. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Well, you see him, he made all these other people famous. He's going to do that for my kid. If other people trusted him and there's no stories that have come out, it must
seductive.
Be all right.
I get that.
And parents are just as groomed as the kids are in those situations. And I'm not saying that, of course the parents probably have 1,000 regrets, like in the Michael Jackson case where you see that they just dropped him off. I had a friend who was a dancer in that era, kind of like the height of Michael Jackson, Thriller, all of that. And she said, we would see it happen all the time. And she goes, everybody, all of the adults around, dancers, musicians, music producers would see what was happening, but they were like, well, the parents agreed to it. So everyone just kind of turned a blind eye instead of now you hope that in 2024, where we're a little bit more educated, that someone would raise a red flag.
That would be nice. There's no question about it. I actually grew up very, very happy with myself that I wasn't attractive to, people like that. Good. I'm glad you didn't like me. Go away. Right. I mean,
they find targets though. So you probably weren't a target. And it's, if you listen to interviews of people who are pedophiles, they know exactly the child who to target. And it's parents who are distracted. Maybe they're super busy just trying to make ends meet. Sometimes it's a single parent. And oftentimes they just know it's the kid, maybe with the lack of self-esteem that they can sort of groom and seduce, and I mean that in a very terrible way, to trust them. And that's where it becomes like this really messy web, because then the parents go, oh, well, he's such a good influence on my child, or she is such a good influence on my child. And then before you know it, everyone's been ensnared in the web.
Yeah, it is unbelievable. That whole I will never understand how grown people can be attracted to children, for Christ's sake. I mean, how is that even possible?
Aren't you Catholic?
I am Catholic.
Sorry.
I was, I suppose.
Hello to the Catholic Church. Start right there.
Oh, you mean with all the priests and the nuns and all that good stuff?
Yep.
I wouldn't doubt it. No
Yeah,
question.
no, I had a family member who was abused by a member of the clergy. So
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Are you Catholic?
I grew up Catholic. In fact, I was confirmed by cardinal law. And if anyone saw the movie Spotlight, the whole movie is about cardinal law and how he was moving around all of the pedophile priests from the East Coast to Cardinal Mahoney out here in Los Angeles. And they would swap priests. And my sponsor for my confirmation was super Catholic and was so excited that cardinal law was such a big deal because the cardinal did like one parish every year, and it just happened to be my year and my parish. So it was such an honor. And then just after everything happened, they left the church. They were so devastated.
Wonderful. Oh, I'm sure that's true. No question about it. But what the hell? All right, let's get back to entertainment news, shall we?
Yeah. I was at Dancing with the Stars last night.
Oh, I know.
I got to meet Anna Delvey. You know what? I have to tell you how many of your listeners, when I got home last night, had sent me messages saying, "Did you meet her? Did you meet her?" Yes, I met Anna Delvey last night. So you have some secret Dancing with the Stars fans who listen to your show.
Oh, we got all kinds of people listening to the show. There's no question about it.
For sure.
How'd the interaction go with her?
I will tell you that she is mysterious. And I think that's how people got scammed by her. You're never really sure how to read her. And I think she puts on an act of who she thinks Anna Delvey is, and never is really her true self. And she hasn't taken Dancing with the Stars seriously whatsoever. She changed the dance like mid-dance. If you notice her walking down the stairs, she doesn't touch her partner's hand. She's like, that was not choreographed. That was Anna Delvey just doing Anna Delvey. I think she realized after last night, like actually some people take this competition seriously because they want to dance, and that if she wants to stick around, she's going to have to put some effort in it. But she's a quirky one. And I'm not sure she learned her lesson from being arrested and everything.
What did she do again? I forgot.
She scammed a bunch of banks and a bunch of socialites out of their money, saying that she was a high roller and that she'd pay them back. It wound up being $250,000 in the end, which was surprising.
That's
I thought it
all?
was millions. I know that was all.
I mean, Doug's just handed that out in the street.
So, and Netflix
Common
wanted
in
to
Red
take it
Wing.
back when they bought her life story for inventing Anna. And so now that everything's sort of paid back and she's done her time, she's still wearing an ankle monitor. I'm just not sure that she thinks that she really did anything bad.
Yeah, I'm sure that's how people are. I grew up around a lot of thugs and creeps and all that stuff. They never think they did anything wrong.
No, and I went out to dinner with a group.
Yeah.
I went out to a dinner with a group last night, and I just said, she's going to get caught in something else. It isn't necessarily that she's going to get arrested and scam people, but she's going to get caught up in another controversy because I think she feels like she's Teflon right now.
Yeah. You know what? She will get nailed again. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. Some way, somehow. 'Cause there's some deep therapy that needs to get done, and it hasn't been done.
Do you have a bet for who is voted off first?
Yes, I do think it's a double elimination next week. My guesses are going to be Eric Roberts, who is partnered with Britt. He was not much of a dancer last night.
Like Eric. Eric's a good guy, though.
Very good guy. And he tried. The effort was there for sure.
Right.
And the other one is Reginald or Reggie Bell Johnson, who from Family Matters. Here's a bit of tea on this. His partner basically just danced around him and he stood there. It was a salsa, and there was no salsa really to be had. I'm not sure why he signed up. It was he needs assistance to walk backstage.
Oh God.
And so obviously, if you're asked to do the show, you do it because you're going to get paid about $285,000 just to show up. So who wouldn't take that, right? But I'm not sure why anyone morally thought that this was a good idea or ethically. it felt really uncomfortable backstage to watch two people walking him throughout the studio.
Right.
It felt really uncomfortable because, the viewers at home aren't seeing that. And maybe he shouldn't be doing the show. He's so sweet. He's so kind, lovely to everyone, but I'm not sure this is the right reality show to be doing.
Is that unfair to his partner then? Because do they get paid by like a per episode that they're competing? Because that doesn't seem very great for them.
Yeah, they don't get a season salary. They get a weekly salary. Now, likely his partner is Emma. If they're voted off next week, she'll come back the third week and dance. They'll use her for like additional background dancers kind of thing. But that pay scale is less than you get as a pro because you're teaching a celebrity all of the time. So it's just one of those things. It's a casting issue sometimes that they do. It's like, why are we casting Anna Delvey and rewarding bad behavior? Kind of the same thing. I think it's important for people of all generations to be doing the show. Like, this shouldn't be a young person show. And we've had, like, when Tommy Chong did it, he was in his 70s, but he was really athletic and virile and strong and able to do the show. So I think that's where you see the difference. Physically,
Another great guy, by the way. Tommy Chong's a great guy.
Tommy Chong was a delight. He made it like all the way to the semifinals, and people, I mean, if they could have kept him for the finals, they probably would, but he was hilarious.
Yep.
And
Really,
a good
really
dancer.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. He studied Latin ballroom dance. Like, he was a good social dancer. So he knew how to move those Latin hips, and go back and watch him. He had a thing. He had some swag.
Nothing wrong with what a brilliant report today, I thought.
We touched upon every random topic.
Well, you really did. Imagine. We shall talk to you tomorrow.
Yes, see you tomorrow.
Thanks a lot. Kristyn Burtt Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Kristyn Burtt. All right, any closing words? Why did you not stand up as we're saying goodbye? He's like pushing his chair back. Jesus, pal. Yeah, see? Look at that. Typical.
I thought you were going to say goodbye. I didn't think you were going to say closing words.
How about get up?
Closing words.
Hey, Dougie, real quick, how was your trip last week?
I can't talk about it on the air. It was the weirdest vacation I've ever had.
Well, never mind.
Well, never mind then. All right, that is going to do it for this show, the family show, up in about 10 minutes.